Yeah, I think the idea is to try and use the money that's available to you to improve all forms of transport.
1, 2, 3, fuck it.
Over the years, technology has shaped the way the world works and has influenced the development of the transport industry.
The introduction of Uber and many other private companies has changed the way existing transport options operate.
Join us as we delve into the world of transport and investigate the plans and future for Adelaide's transport industry.
Can I help it if I dream of you every night? Dream of you. Can I help it if I dream of
So what is the Uber effect?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The Uber effect is the effect that Uber has applied to the transport companies and systems around the world, but more specifically in Adelaide. For example, the pressure that Uber has applied to the taxi industry to lift their service standards to have a chance of competing with Uber's high standard of service.
Every day, hundreds of thousands of South Australians rely on transport to get to and from the city. Whether that's through public transport, private vehicles, taxis or bicycles, just to name a few. For so long, these ways of transportation were the main ways to get from A to B.
In the recent years, the rise of global ride-sharing services such as Uber have come as a shock to Australia's well-established taxi monopoly. So what exactly has the taxi industry done to compete with Uber?
Uber as a whole was brought to Adelaide in 2012, but officially began in November 2014.
Since its arrival, Uber has established in Adelaide as the third most used source of transport, only behind private vehicles and public transport, with approximately 7,500 registered drivers.
On average, an Uber driver in Adelaide can make up to $30 per hour by driving 2 to 4 trips.
With Uber's semi-recent arrival to Adelaide, taxi companies and the public transport industries were caught sleeping and quickly realised they had to do something to combat Uber's success.
Yeah, so I think part of it is the sort of brand refresh that we've been doing on the vehicles, new driver uniforms. Previously, taxi driver training was controlled by government, but we successfully lobbied the government to allow us to do the training. So now we set what the taxi driver training is, and we train the drivers, bring them into our company the way we would like them to operate. So those are important things. Obviously, as I said, technological development has really accelerated in recent years. We've taken advantage of that, our apps, our website.
So there are smartphone apps which we use now here in South Australia, which can help you find out which public transport services are running, can help you plan your journeys so that if you need to perhaps catch a bus to connect up to a train or a tram service, it can tell you how to do that and when you should be catching each of those services. It can also help you top up your Metro card, which is a smart card ticketing system that we use here in Adelaide. And we also, the Transport Department also developed a smartphone app called Ad Insight, which is world first technology actually, using Bluetooth sensors around our road network to monitor how cars are moving around the roads and what the travel times are. And if you have that smartphone app on your phone, without having to have your phone unlocked and open, your phone will tell you if you're approaching some traffic congestion and give you enough time so that you can drive around it and not be stuck in traffic.
The Oban bus system is a great example of technology's improvements on current transport.
It is a guided road that is only legal for buses to drive on, and is part of the bus rapid transit unit serving the north-eastern suburbs.
The system was designed by Daniel Benton so buses could avoid the congestion city traffic creates, and was introduced in 1986.
The new extension has affected transport in the city drastically, as it allows buses to drive from the north-eastern suburb to the city at a high speed
no other interference with traffic.
Which was the Oban tunnel into the city. It was hard for a lot of motorists to understand why we would be spending $160 million on just one bus service from the northeastern suburbs into the city. We added an extra lane of traffic to Hackney Road, and that extra lane was dedicated for buses. And that one lane carries 30,000 people a day on those Oban buses on their dedicated lanes. Now that's just as much as the other two lanes on Hackney Road cater for car and truck traffic. So you can see how efficient really frequent public transport services can be, how it benefits not just people using the public transport services, but how it takes a lot of car traffic out of the road as well. The Oban, for example, is I think the only, or one of the only dedicated what we call bus rapid transit systems in the world, where you have a dedicated track away from roads that buses can run on at a very high speed and at very high frequency to carry a lot of people.
Advertisement has always been a big importance in the transport industry, with the arrival of a new app and internet-based companies such as Uber, who place great importance on social media advertising, have caught taxis and private chauffeur companies off guard.
This has forced the taxi and private chauffeur companies to adapt and employ social media advertisements of their own. With this new form of advertisement in social media, technology is now a primary focus for the transport industry.
We have we've significantly increased our advertising, so previously we wouldn't have advertised on billboards. We're now doing that quite a bit. We do a lot of advertising on radio as well. The other thing I think we've done a lot more of in recent years since rideshare's come along is social media.
Do you take your own vehicle to work or other forms of transport?
No, I walk.
A public transport.
Train and the tram.
Take the train.
I'll catch the bus.
Have you ever used Uber?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I have.
I have used Uber, yeah.
Yes, I use it all the time.
Do you prefer it over taxis?
I wouldn't say that I prefer it, no.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes. Why is that?
It's better. It has mints in it sometimes.
Cheaper and more reliable. It seems safer because everybody's got everyone's details, and I can.
Through our investigation, we found that Uber hasn't had a big impact on public transport, but has had a huge impact on the taxis industry of Adelaide. In the near future, the taxi industry is looking to improve its technology to better fit the standards that they have to live up to in Adelaide.